So, guys, what's been going on? Guess what? It's not guess what. I'm saying it like it's a good thing or something. But I relapsed. No, I didn't start doing hardcore drugs. I just like relapsed on weed. And why is that? That's because well, I feel like I'm not gonna excuse my behavior or whatnot, but I just know that like as being a human being such as you guys are, I feel like you guys know, or some people probably know, that like sometimes we'll make a mistake and we will tend to remake that mistake over and over and over again. And that's kind of where I am, because for me it's like I know, like, how do like this is the best way to explain it. It's like, your home is one place. You're used to being there. You're used to what comes with it. Sometimes it might be a little bit dysfunctional or bad, but it's still like the place you lay your head down at night to rest. It's still the place that that you feel comforted at. So literally, that's why like weed is something that I had before, and it was, of course, like, I know it's like a supplement of like a feeling that I'm missing, and it still makes me feel bad, but it still makes me feel something rather than nothing at all. So the problem with me is that like I've literally almost, it's gonna be a year next month. um a year long depression. I've been feeling awful for a year, and a year is a long time, and I realized that how bad it was. So I try to do things from the exterior first, like what can I change, what can I do differently. So I got a new piercing. I changed my hair. I changed my hair, shaved my eyebrows. Like, I wanted something different. And at first it felt good to see someone new in the mirror, but I realized that that feeling isn't something that's like an appearance thing that's bothering me. It's something within. So I knew that changing my hair and changing anything on my face, it wouldn't change what's going on inside. So I knew that that wasn't helping. So you know what I did? I chose to shoot right at what is like that's going wrong, and that's from within. So what was that? Well, that's weed, because weed is intoxicating within me. It's like you could see it from my appearance and my eyes and stuff. Oh yeah, you're high, but like the high is actually on the inside. So that was my way of like troubleshooting that problem. And I know it's bad, but even doing it now, it's not that it makes me feel good or whatever the case may be, but it's like it makes me feel something. And again, when you haven't really felt much like for a certain amount of time, yeah, like you do long for a feeling. You do long for something that reminds you that you're a human being. So I chose, well, the wrong way, and before I made the decision, like, I really sat there and thought about it, and it took like a while for me to be like, you know what, yeah, I'm doing it. But like, it's not wrong of me to say like, I'm just tired of feeling bad all the time. I'm tired of feeling down all the time. I'm tired of feeling like I'm moving in the same place for a while. Like, I'm tired. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go back to what was comfortable for me, and that was weed. And I still can say this even after like going back to it, that like I know how bad it is. It's not as bad as other things, of course, but I know what it does to me. And I know it's not good or anything, but like sometimes we still search for the good and bad, and that's what it is. So right now it's just like I'm trying to keep myself from falling apart, and sometimes you take like safety precautions that are ones that you shouldn't be taking. But I just want to like feel alive. I'm tired of just like feeling like I'm just barely getting by. I'm tired of death being the only thing that I look forward to. But I'm still proud of myself. Why? Because as bad as I've been feeling, like, I haven't been thinking about hurting myself or anything. So that shows, like, even though I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, like, that's extreme like that progress. Because the old me that would have been the first thing I would have resorted to. When I wasn't feeling anything, the first thing I would have did was go get back into the self-harm thing. So that's why maybe weed is not maybe, but it's that weed is definitely not the answer, or any drug is the answer. But honestly, I would much rather choose something that poisoned my blood, what is it, like my bloodstream, rather than something that allowed it to pour. But honestly, there's a beauty in both, you know. The weed was just a suppressant, and the SA was something about the the way the blood flowed, you know. It was nice to like have a first-hand look, like you're alive. How do you know that? The way the blood is flowing down your arm, you are alive. And there was something that fascinated me about how it looked, about how it felt. And it was one of the, like, it was something that was again bad for me, but it brought something else out of me. That's why I fell in love. Hold on. That's why I fell in love with the color red. My car is red, and it's, you see, the thing is, like, for me, everything in my life, it symbolizes something. So the red on my car didn't just symbolize, oh, I like red. It wasn't that. It was that I fell in love with red, and it was in a bad way, but it brought a new beauty to my eye. It was a red that I hadn't seen before, a red that I would want to paint with, to write stories on that red. That's why I chose red, because red, it means something to me, you know. It's like a ruby red. It's, well, just a blood red. It's something that I find truly beautiful. But again, I'd much rather relapse off of weed than go back to hurting myself, because I've already damaged the body that God gave me enough. So I shouldn't inflict any more harm onto it. But you know, again, we're human beings. We're meant to learn things, and sometimes we have to relearn it. It takes a strong will to stop, and maybe mine is not that strong, but I'm still working on it, and I'm progressing in order to stop. So don't feel bad for relapsing. It's okay. You're a human being, you know. We make mistakes, and sometimes we just, again, make them over and over and over until we get it. So don't feel discouraged. I love you guys, and I believe in you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.